Live from the Pathway Studios in Johnston proper. You are live from the Path.
And you're listening to Live from the Path. We're broadcasting here from the Pathway Studios here in Johnston proper. Man, that took a fierce turn.
It's a quick fade.
Things just happened. Hey, so here's the deal. Here's why that music had to come down. We've got a lot of show to fit in a very short amount of time.
We don't have time for the music.
We do not have time for all this razzle dazzle at the beginning of the show. There's fierce Jesus stuff going on in the Live from the Path studio, and doggone it, if it's not hot as a beast's behind in here,
Packing it in tight.
it's just what happens. So here's
I've
what
never felt a beast's behind.
I wouldn't recommend it.
It's probably hot.
It only happened to me so that I could use the comparison. So here's what we're gonna do. First of all, Kevin Lindgren's in the studio.
Howdy.
It's good to see Kevin. He came.
see y'all.
You know, here's what he did. He came like strutting in the door.
With a swagger?
I mean, cock of the walk. He comes strucking in here, and
I have an entourage now.
now I may have locked him out, but in either way, I opened it up, and I mean he rooster crows right in here.
Well, that'll cut a strut midway through a locked door.
Nah,
you know?
it was cool though. It was cool. It was good to see Kevin again. So Kevin's in. He's gonna play some tunes from his. He's got an EP out, so you can pick that up, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the music that's on the EP, where you can get it, what's been going on in his life. It's gonna be a good time to.
Do you accept debit or credit to purchase?
Yes.
Yeah, you can get it from the Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lindgren, you have to point that microphone at you. It's one of them.
It's the third time on the show, Lindgren. Seriously.
It's not one of them
Y'all-
fancy ones that
y'all
like
got new
draws
mics,
to your
man.
face.
Y'all got new mics. since
Okay,
I've been here.
here's what else we're doing. So I missed this from last week. Mike Foost has the advice to the 10,000.
I had a winded Pope style thing for the masses that Ben gets to do, and then when I come up with one, we skip it.
So here's the deal. People are saying junk all day. They're always giving out advice, telling people what to do. So I'm going to put you on the spot. We're going to say, if you had the audience of 10,000 people and they didn't want to move further on in their week until they heard what you had to say, what would you say? And Mike has a piece of advice for 10,000 people, and he's going to share it.
It's a rebuke.
I can never would have guessed that. Out of mild Mike.
Heads up for a rebuke.
And just before I tell that story, I'm going to tell a story where I over rebuked, and I've had to repent of doing so because it broke my heart when I did it. It's terrible.
Man, I had a good turtle with the rebuke part, and then that kind of just...
Yeah, it
Took it
kind
back
of
down.
took the air out of the sails.
took it away.
There's nothing like a rebuke met by humility. You know what I'm
We kind
saying?
of did that tonight.
Yeah.
Remind me.
Okay.
At the swim meet.
Also, we're on week 22. We're walking through the 50 proofs that God is imaginary from the guy at godisimaginary.com. We're on week 22, and this week is count all the people God wants to murder. That's the 22nd
Wow.
proof. We're gonna chat through that one just a little bit.
Yeah,
See where,
I feel there's discussion to be had.
we're gonna go through that. Also, here's the deal. People be wanting to predict the end of the world.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Of course they do, yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a quiz, and it's called "It's the End of the World as We Know It." And I'm gonna see what you know about false predictions about the end of the world.
Oh, no
Ooh,
kidding.
nice.
Yeah.
Do we need to know like dates and things?
No, you'll see. It's a multiple choice selection.
That's part of the game,
I didn't
Dan.
study. I know, but I'm just
Yeah.
I'm nervous now. I'm trying to decide.
Know your dates.
I can't even pronounce my countries.
Yeah, if the Gideons didn't do a publication on it, I don't know anything about it. I live and die by what the Gideons put out.
Where's my track with those false predictions?
Look how depressed this guy is. He needs something.
And so we're gonna do that. We're gonna take the quiz. We got some advice on Dear Life from the Path. People need help, Mike. The economy seems to be slightly ticking around. People still need help. They need good advice. They're having family problems.
Yeah, I feel like they think it's a twist of the numbers or a magic card trick. I just don't know who to believe. I listened to 2 separate radio shows today, and the one of them says things are on the up and up, best it's ever been. The other guy says you're being lied to. It's the worst it's ever been.
That's the truth, but man, I bought a cheese Danish the other day, and it wasn't what I expected, and I pretty much tanked the rest. I feel you. I'm like, we're in the same spot, me and you, on how we think about
I don't
life.
know if you relate to the masses maybe like you think. I mean, there's usually most people on the radio try to go for the everyman appeal, and that's not your angle.
Doesn't everybody eat a cheese Danish?
Well, not one that destroyed their world. Yeah.
Well, maybe people make better choices. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. Sound good?
I'm in.
Okay, I'm in.
I can't leave, frankly. I rebuked the wrong person.
I've got a trap back here. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. In case of
You ain't
fire,
going nowhere.
Dan's done for. He's just straight up done for.
That's the only reason I'm here.
You're gonna know. You're gonna know a beast behind.
I repent every time before I come in here. So, okay, good. If there's anything between us, let's clear this out.
Okay, well, I tell you what. Let's catch back up with Kevin Lindgren. Here's what I like about Kevin Lindgren. Here's 2 things you need to know about Kevin Lindgren if you've not met him. First of all, he watches the show.
Yeah. Woo. Pro or con?
Who doesn't?
That's what I'm saying.
I can't think of anyone.
But they can pick you out as the guy that watches the show. Second, his whole life is on the Facebook.
Yeah.
He's a Dear Diary. It might be Dear Facebook. This is Kevin.
That's true.
I'd like to share the following.
I enjoy that about him, actually. It's like watching. I feel like my ups. I'm up when Kevin's up. I'm down when Kevin's down.
Exactly.
You know, it's like it's really enjoyable.
Exactly.
Having a good day.
So I tell you what, it's been a while since we met up with you.
Yeah.
You're moved away from our general vicinity.
Yes, sir.
How are things going?
Fantastic. I love it.
And you've been playing some
Absolutely.
live gigs lately, right?
I have been playing live gigs. Been playing a lot down in Lamoni. So that's the. You can get the one place to play, but
I was
played
going to
it
say, what's going on in Lamoni? Because,
I've been at Fred's house like every night.
I think we could maybe rephrase that and say you've been playing at the hot spot.
There you
in
go.
Lamoni.
I have been playing at the coffee house.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
You created
the one everyone goes
Now,
to.
is that like a paid deal, or is it like you take off your hat and just kind of wait for the blessings to flow?
Well, it is normally not a paid deal. I usually do it out of the kindness of my heart.
Sure.
But last Friday, I did a CD release there.
Uh-huh.
Sold a handful of CDs, so that paid for the gas money to come see you fellas.
Okay, that's
So, you
awesome.
know.
No, that's true. That's not a free deal. Not only do we refuse to pay Kevin,
No, we
and
don't.
charge him exuberant amounts for the water,
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
he has to drive here.
It's good water, though.
No, that's true. It's quality. So tell me about this. We've been talking about this the last couple times you've been in here.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about this CD.
CD. It is entitled Letters Never Sent. I officially finally put it out about a month ago. So, and it is an aptly named CD. All the songs are pretty much letters that were never sent. Because here's the thing. Before Facebook. Before Facebook,
All I had was a pin.
before Facebook, I was a songwriter. You know, now I
I
just
see.
I know
Now it's all gone.
it's
It
all
just
gone.
comes right out directly.
because my brain runs 26 hours a day.
I expect
just-
to hear a song called "Dear DirecTV." You stink.
And I have to let it all out. I have to let it all out, you know? So that's basically, you know, it was just letters I wrote to people that I never gave to people.
Now that's
So-
cathartic. They do tell you to do that. Like when you're trying to work through something, even if you don't go out and talk to the person that you want to talk to or say the thing that you want to say, is to at least go through the process of putting your thoughts down.
Yeah, if
and,
you're
and the 2 songs I'm doing tonight are actually letters that I wrote to myself from conversations I had with God.
That was my next question. Have
So-
you ever written to yourself?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the 2 songs I'm doing
That
tonight.
answers.
Why have I
So-
never heard of anything like this? You know,
You're out rebuking people.
One time I thought I should write a letter and then not send it, and I thought that's the chickenest move I've ever heard in my life. Why don't I just call him and do this thing?
I'm going to
I've
avoid
told
this
people-
altogether.
I've told people before to write a letter and burn it.
Really?
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
get it off your chest.
You gotta just get it off because you just gotta get.
Now
it
hold
off
on. I don't want to totally abdicate myself here because when I was a smaller child, in the 8 to 9 to 10-year-old range, when I had done something wrong that I shouldn't have done, I would write it down on a piece of paper and throw it away. I don't know. It didn't work for me.
Your mom brought some of those to church the other
Yeah.
day.
Because see,
Here's my
here's the thing. Back in the day of the pen and the paper, you could get away with that. Now you put it on Facebook.
Okay. and
Even if you do delete it 10 seconds later,
It's there.
there's been hundreds of people that have already seen it.
Yeah.
You lose friends over that.
I've had people. I've
Just,
got
you know, from
notifications
experience.
before that someone had written something. I'm like,
Yeah, and
that's
it-
weird. I go to find it and it's not
Because
there.
they have
They,
a
like,
change
thought
of heart and
about it.
delete
Yeah.
it, but you
That was a
still
bad
see it.
idea.
Yeah,
But I know it.
exactly. So yeah,
I'm afraid that. See, now it's these exact situations why I'm afraid of the Facebook. I'm afraid of it. I can't. I struggle so much to. I'm like, I have a witty retort here, Bup, 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 and then I write it. I'm like, no.
here's the way
this
I
is
look
not
at
going to
it.
go well.
Here's the way I look at it. When my time has come, you'll at least know what I stood for, right? Good
And-
or bad, you will have at least known what you know.
And possibly what killed you.
Check the comments.
Looks like he never finished this one.
when there's a face
Lindgren, what's your
profile
address?
comment that says, "How dare you, Lindgren? I'm coming for you." I feel like maybe we can find out who's guilty.
That letter was for me.
I hear a knocking sound. Either it's that sushi I ate or done. No more Kevin
Dot,
Lindgren.
dot, 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 dot.
No one talks about DirecTV that way. Give us back our DVR.
And I hope you don't mind. I was talking about you out there. If I'm going to talk about you, I might as well talk it straight to you.
Okay.
But what I do like is the fact that I've noticed you and I, we share that Facebook commonality.
Yeah.
It's like a therapy thing, you know. Right? And see, I feel good when I follow Troy, you know, because we have the same thing, you know. One week it's all my life is wonderful. And the next week, it's like, my life is horrible.
Yeah.
And there's days when 9 a.m., my life is wonderful, and 9 p.m., my life is horrible. But at least I know by following him, I'm not the only one.
You guys are the only reason I check Facebook.
We're in this
twice a
together.
day.
You know? We're in this together.
Exactly. We
I'm
get
in a
it.
bad mood. So
Exactly.
sorry. We're in it.
I have a select group titled Facebook Queens, of which these two ladies are on.
I'm not going to deny that.
Don't.
I won't. I put everything on there too. I can't dog on him. It's true.
But for me, it's my therapy. You know, it's my, you know.
It's a place to have a conversation.
The people at work, you know, that I work with, they go out and
Yep.
have their smoke break. I have my Facebook break, you know. I just get it all out.
I feel like you
know?
should take up skipping rocks or something.
Oh yeah, that's a reasonable hobby. I'll be back in 45 minutes. Go find a pond.
Well, down
I tried
there,
to-
ponds are a dime a dozen.
I tried to
man.
use the John, but it's really not. It's not the same thing.
Not the same.
I got one skip and broke it. Sorry, Latch. I broke the toilet again.
You're listening to Live from the Path. We're talking to Kevin Lindgren, who's joining us graciously, joining us here in studio to talk about his EP, Letters Never Sent. And I tell you what, maybe you could play us "Put My Faith in You" from the EP.
Oh, sure. I could sure do that.
So as you're getting ready, just tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, sure. And actually, this song actually kind of fits. If you've been following my Facebook, this kind of fits the last month or so of my life, where basically, basically,
Nothing
you know,
much has happened, or
I'm trying to think of a way to say it in a short, quick way. But basically, I've kind of been going through this period
Trying
of...
to give us a Twitter version?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I've been going through this period of life where it's like, I know, you know, I feel I'm being tugged to make some changes in my life. You know, I feel like I'm being tugged to go make a better person of myself, and that scares me because there's expectations and challenges that come with that. And the song basically is just kind of basically it came out as like a prayer, basically, of just asking God to just, you know, help me break down those ego walls, and, you know, and just help me put my faith in Him more to do everything I know He's calling me to do right now. So,
well, cool.
That's pretty much what it's about. So,
Well, this is "Put My Faith in You." You're listening to Kevin Lindgren on Live from the Path.
well, I know that I deserve so much more than I give myself, but I need your help to see what I can become. Father God, hold me up, fill my life with your love, and help me to see all that I can be. If I let my walls down and put my faith in you, you are the one that put this burning in my soul. But I need your help to keep my focus on you alone. Father God, hear my prayer, fill my lungs with your air, so that I may be a messenger for you. If I let my walls down and put my faith in you, Father God, hold me up, fill my life with your love, and help me to see all that I can be. 'Cause I know that I deserve so much more than I give myself. But I need your help to see what I can become. If I let my walls down and put my faith in you. If I let my walls down and put my faith in you. I'm gonna let my walls down and put my faith in you. Thank you.
I'd whistle, but I really can't.
Why not? What do you mean you can't whistle?
That's your version
I
of
can't
it?
do that. I can go.
Man, my
That's
kids
whistling.
even go like, woo, you know. instead.
That's why I used to go. "Woohoo!"
Yeah, that's pretty solid, Lindgren.
I like that.
Thank you.
So that one's on the EP then?
That is on the EP, yeah.
Okay, now I don't know. We haven't quite gotten to this yet, but like if people are digging on this type of roughage, where can they get it from?
Yeah, you can check it out. There's a link from my Facebook music page, which that is Kevin Lindgren Music on Facebook.
Okay.
If you want to go directly, it is bandcamp.kevinlindgren.com.
Okay.
Bandcamp is basically it's kind of an iTunes-ish kind of place for independent artists.
Sure.
You can download it per track for 99 cents there, or you can get the whole 6-song EP for $5.
Do you have a
a
physical
steal.
a physical copy?
I do have a physical copy. You can buy at shows. I'm still trying to get the logistics put together to order a physical copy online.
Sure.
But
sure.
as of right now, you can get it at a show. You could send me a message and say, "Hey, mail me one." You know.
Hey, just send
I've
me
got
one,
the,
Kevin.
Okay. I've got the I've got
That
the
was
deal.
just a kind of a demo version of doing that.
I
I don't have any money.
I've got the
Kevin.
deal where you can. I'm still trying to get it on the site itself, but I've got the deal where you can buy a physical copy and pay for it by PayPal and all that. And,
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
do it through email and whatnot. But yeah, I've got a physical copy, so
Okay, that's
pretty
yeah.
exciting. It's been a long time in the making, so
So how many independent copies do you need to sell before like a producer or a record company shows up and says, "Hey, we want to sign you"? Or do you know?
I don't know.
Well, it'd be something to find out. Don't you think?
For,
Lindgren?
yeah, well,
Yeah, you have goals
Well,
that you gotta reach
for me,
for.
I'm kind of banking on y'all. I'm banking on
think
somebody
that's-
seeing it on
we
YouTube.
can-
I think
buy
that's
5
right.
of them.
I think that's right.
I can
That's
tell
what I
you, I have currently sold approximately 11,
Yeah.
which is 10 more than I thought I was going to sell. So.
That's solid.
Right
yeah.
on.
I bet
Yeah.
you've got right there with that first 11. You probably have the attention of some producer somewhere.
Probably, you never know.
You're on the radar now.
You never know.
Dan, of course, is the mogul of the
Yeah.
entertainment
I
business.
am. I kind of.
I'm
So,
expecting
he
to
knows
go
the ins
home
and
and have
outs.
an email from Quincy Jones. It's just, it's going to be there.
Is he still alive? Quincy Jones?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's alive.
Wait, I don't know. Clive Davis, I know is he still around? Yeah.
He calls twice a week.
I feel like Quincy Jones and Kenny Rogers passed away in the last year.
No, I think they're
don't
both
think
still
so.
alive. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
All right,
They're
hey.
always calling and saying, "Hey, life in the path. Who's hot?"
Yeah. Say, Kenny, I
And
told you not to call him.
I always say I am, and then hang up the phone and have a good laugh at it.
Calling me.
Hey, you're listening to Live from the Path. That was Kevin Lindgren. And make sure you check him out. You can go to bandcamp.kevinlindgren.com and you can
Yes.
pick up his EP.
Yes.
Letters Never Sent. You can also-
And sorry to interrupt.
it's my spiel, Lindgren.
Sorry to interrupt
I'm in the
you.
middle of my spiel.
But I got even more of a spiel.
Okay.
If you go to Facebook and go to Kevin Lindgren Music, there is oodles amounts of songs on there that you can stream for free. I've probably got.
It's hard to make money off of that.
Well, I'm not in it for the money, man. I'm in it for the music.
That's a good way to be broke, Lindgren. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I got the 9 to 5.
Yeah, okay.
Which is now. See, here's the reason my life is beautiful now. I got my house, and my kids, and my church, and my job, and my soon-to-be girl.
Does she know that?
Hopefully.
Do you have an announcement? You'd like to ask her right here, right
What?
now?
No, just write
Anyway.
it on the Facebook.
Anyway.
We'll check it out later.
We'll see it.
Anyway, I've been saving it for the Facebook. I've been trying not to put it on Facebook. Anyway, now I've got all that within a nice little 10-mile radius. So I really
That is
don't need.
convenient.
I got me and my kids and my job all within 3 miles. So I'm not really hurting for money like I used to. I don't really buy a lot of gas.
Right.
So I'm not really in this for
ride
the
a
money.
bike.
I'm in this.
You
for
could
the,
you could buy some hair care products or something with your extra Extra scratch.
I'm growing out the main. I'm growing out the main, man.
I'm just saying, just something to think about. I'm not saying anything either way.
So do you have some cool cover art for your CD? Speaking of hair, I think
I do actually. The behind the scenes man that's been hiding around behind the scenes here.
He's behind the scenes. We don't see him.
Yeah, exactly. He's behind the scenes. And he did ask me to plug him with the full name, Michael Anthony Gruitz Jr., the videographer that I have now hanging with me.
That's cool.
He did the cover art front and back.
Nice.
So
You can see that on your Facebook.
You can see that on my Facebook. If you really want to get out there, there's a song that's on the CD. It's called "I Won't Be the One." There is a video on Facebook that was shot at the Greenwood Lounge in Des Moines.
All right.
He shot the video for that. So
These all sound like excellent ways to spend our time.
yeah,
I'm gonna do at least one of them. Probably not all of them, but at least one.
You know, I know I'm not the only one that stays up till 3 in the morning YouTubing and Facebooking. You know,
No, that
you've got
Ben?
time.
Oh yeah, that's not normal behavior. I'm sorry, Kevin. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's do this quiz. Let's get this quiz rolling. So here's the premise, right? It's the end of the world as we know it. I want to know what you know about people that have mistaken when the end of the world was happening.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. Now, did we decide that the Bible's okay with recreational gambling?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would like to bet that Troy stinks at this game. I don't want to bet
All right.
any hard numbers. I just want it to be a subjective. He stinks or doesn't stink.
All right, that's fair enough.
We got
Recreational
a
gambling.
SmackDown going on.
I would like to bet that I could throw Mike farther than he could throw me.
Oh, this seems like a skewed bet. All right.
Okay,
Here we go.
Let's fire this thing up.
All right, here we go. It's the end of the world as we know it. Question number 1. Which recipients of a letter from the Apostle Paul seemed to be taken by a rumor that the world was ending in AD 53? A. Philippians. B. Thessalonians. C. Corinthians. D. The Judes.
Troy guessed the Jews.
No, that's reiterating D.
That's wrong.
Which recipients of a letter from the Apostle Paul seemed to be taken by a rumor that the world was ending in AD 53? Dan.
Do you want me to really answer that? Because I'll say B. Thessalonians.
Dan's in with Thessalonians. Lindgren.
Let's go Thessalonians.
He doubles up on Thessalonians.
Sure.
Spagenhauser, put that away.
He's checking the Lord's word, Ben. You know that's illegal.
I figured the one place it'd be okay.
It should be hidden in your heart when you get to these tests.
Well, thank you, Dan. Thank you for plugging that in. I appreciate it. Just to be.
There's no money involved, Troy.
Hey,
Spit something.
I don't want a bandwagon. So, hey,
Okay, the Philippians to stay off the bandwagon. Mike.
You're a fool not to bandwagon when it's right. B, the Thessalonians.
Which recipients of a letter from the Apostle Paul seemed to be taken by a rumor that the world was ending in AD 53? The answer is B, the
Like I said,
Thessalonians.
B.
Some of my
Congratulations.
favorite verses that point to heaven are in Thessalonians.
Yeah.
You just go, I almost feel bad waiting around. But I'm going to hold off.
Just for a heads up, that's Troy stinketh 1. Mike does not stinketh 0.
Here we go. Next question. This daily publication claimed in its October 14th, 1997 issue that Noah's Ark had been discovered intact and that the third of 6 copper, silver, and gold scrolls revealed the end of the world to be January 31st, 2001. Daily publication claimed in its October of 97 issue that Noah's Ark had been located and there were some scrolls inside, and the third one revealed the end of the world would be January 31st, 2001. Kevin Lindgren.
The Telegraph.
Lindgren's in with the Telegraph.
What are the options, Ben?
Oh, sorry. A, the Daily... what did I say?
The Daily Mail.
The Daily Mail, sorry. B,
It's a lion magazine.
B, News of the World. C, The Sun. D, The Telegraph.
Lindgren went with the Telegraph.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Lindgren's in the Telegraph. Spagenhauser.
I'm going to say C, the Sun.
Ralsendorfer's in with Sun. Mike.
I'm hitting with B, News of the World.
He goes different from Fetz Parlor and goes with News of the World. Hudson.
I as well think that something like that sounds like something that would come from a publication called News of the World, so I'm going with B.
Dan goes with News of the World. The daily publication that claimed in its October 97 issue that Noah's Ark had been discovered intact and the scroll says end of the world is January 31st was C, The Sun.
I believe News of the World comes out weekly. I got thrown off by the question.
Yeah.
The Sun. Next question.
Troy stinketh 2. Mike stinketh nothing.
As recorded in the book, The Familiar Discourses of Dr. Martin Luther, Luther is quoted as saying, I hope the last day of judgment is not far. I persuade myself, verily, it will not be absent blank years longer. How many years was it? How many years from when he was writing that did he believe the world would come to an end? Dusendorfer.
What are the options, Ben?
Sorry. A, 60 years. B, 200 years. C, 300 years. D, 500 years.
I'm going to go A, 60 years.
60 years. Mike.
60. No. The answer's got to be C, 300 years, Ben.
Mike says it's C, 300 years. Dan Hudson.
I haven't read a lot of Luther stuff. I'm gonna go with B, 200.
B, 200 years.
B,
Lindgren.
200.
I was thinking A, 60 years.
Lindgren's in with his Facebook queen buddy. A, 60 years. Some people will be.
Together.
You got to shake that thing, man. That's going to follow you for years.
I know there's some Martin Luther fanboys out there to come to find out that Luther was wrong predicting the end of the world. But the answer is C, 300 years. He thought verily it would happen within 300 years, which would have put it around 1830 to
A
1850.
disinfectant, any type of deodorizer, all would be helpful, Troy. Continue on.
I don't really call that not very far off though.
When was Luther
300
around?
years from now, if I'm predicting something, I hope it's pretty soon, like in 300 years. I'm pretty sure I'll be gone.
Yeah,
I'll
we
be
weren't
there anyway.
we weren't really discussing the validity of the claim.
Well, I know, but why do you care if he comes back in 300 years if you're already there?
Yeah. What he says, it will not be absent 300 years longer. It's a weird thing to pine for. You'll obviously be dead.
I feel like you're
The
arguing
Lord will
with the
come
dead
sooner
man.
for you.
Who's the fool?
I sure hope I'm involved.
I mean, he's been dead for
within
years. You want to
300
argue
years.
with him? I don't understand.
Okay, let him go. Here we go. Next question. Next question. Which of the following years were predicted as being the end of the world by the Jehovah's Witnesses? A, 1874. B, 1878. C, 1881. D, 1910. E, 1914. F, 1918. G, 1920. H, 1925. I, 1941. J, 1973. K, 1984. L, all of the above. Feldspar. You're up.
I'm going to go with L, all the above.
Mike Foose.
H, 1925.
Dan Hudson.
It is indeed L, all of the above. Because I was looking for an all of the above. I thought, oh, now we.
Lindgren.
It's L.
L, all the above. The answer is L, all the above. Do not play roulette with the Jehovah's Witnesses.
This one's for real.
I just need 20 more bucks. That'll be the changer.
Next question. The rise of which one of these creatures was deemed a sign of the end of the world in 1977? A, bees. B, walruses. C, flies. D, vultures. The rise of which one of these creatures was deemed a sign of the end of the world in 1977? Mike Foose.
That's gonna be A, bees.
Mike's in with bees. Dan Hudson.
Oh, boy. I will say vultures. It just sounds end of the world-ish.
Vultures.
Yeah.
Lindgren?
D, the letter D.
I'm going with the B's. Letter A.
Lindgren's in with the bees.
Going C, flies.
A strong and bold move.
Flies. It will be C.
All right, the rise of which one of these creatures was deemed a sign of the end of the world in 1977? The answer is A. Bees.
I remember this from kindergarten. They were still talking about killer bees.
That was negative 14.
It was like 1985 or
okay,
6.
and here's
I was alive back then.
here's where this comes from. It's from Revelation 9, starting in verse 3. It says, "Then from the smoke came locusts on the earth, and they were given power like the power of scorpions of the earth."
They're
They
not
were
bees.
Hold on a minute. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any green plant or any tree, but only those people who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. They were allowed to torment them for 5 months, but not kill them. And their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it stings someone. And in those days, people will seek death and will not find it. They will long to die, but death will flee from them. In appearance, the locusts were like horses prepared for battle. On their heads were what looked like crowns of gold. Their faces were like human faces. Their hair like woman's hair, and their teeth like lions' teeth. Anyway, that's a stretch. But that's where the bees
That's
are coming
where they
from.
got bees.
I was gonna
It
say,
sound
where
like
did
some
bees
kind
come
of
from here?
A man-woman locust with a mask on.
Yeah.
Riding a horse.
Here's the deal. You see that business coming, you don't wait for the sting. You just go. You know, there's
Run.
a locust with a human face coming this
He
way.
looks angry.
You don't say, "Hey, human face locust, what's up?"
How you doing?
I wish the Jehovah's Witnesses were right. I don't want to be here right now.
All right, here we go. Final question. It's the end of the world as we know it. In 1991, a group of folks predicted that Jesus would return at 9 a.m. March 31st, 1991, at which well-known location? A, the Statue of Liberty. B. Sydney Harbor, C. Big Ben, D. New Jersey. In 1991, a group of folks predicted that Jesus would return at 9 a.m. March 31st, 91, at which well-known location? Kevin Lindgren.
I'm going to go with the Statue of Liberty.
Lindgren's with A. Statue of Liberty. Dr. Cacophony. That's you, Cacophony.
Don't be shy.
I was not 100% sure on that. Well-known location. New Jersey is one of the okay. I'm going to go with B. Sydney Harbor.
Milbanks Fremont goes with B. Sydney Harbor. Mike Foost.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Troy, but I just can't commit to it. So I'm gonna hit with Big Ben. C.
Caliban is scared him away. Dan Hudson.
I'm thinking it is New Jersey. D.
And Dan's in with New Jersey.
You would rather be wrong than bandwagon.
Sorry, Your Highness. I can't do it.
I'm bringing a crown.
If New Jersey is a city, man, everything else is a specific location.
I'm sorry, what?
New Jersey is a state.
New Jersey is a state.
No, it's a city, isn't it?
No.
Dang, I hope it's Big Ben.
New Jersey, Texas.
I feel the embarrassment flowing over me.
You get used to it.
Dan, how do I deal with a thing like this? Tell me.
Just go on. Somebody will change the subject.
New Jersey, New Jersey.
Someone will change the subject. In 1991, a group of folks predicted that Jesus would return at 9 a.m. March 31st, 91. At which well-known location? The answer is B. Sydney Harbor. Sydney Harbor.
Wow. The city of New Jersey. You enjoy that, good sir. I'm going to hang out in Sydney Harbor.
You have just participated in It's the End of the World as We Know It. And you're listening to Live from the Path. Thanks for hanging out for the game.
Man.
We need music for that.
Yeah, we need to take a break to our advertisers. Okay, we're back. Thanks for supporting the show. Here's the deal. People need help. And we're going to hit one, at least. We're going to at least hit one. And so, people... Now, Dan, when you need help, where do you usually go?
I go to Jesus.
Dang, that's a good answer. Okay, let's say they either don't know Jesus or didn't think of it at the time. Where else would you go?
Well, I'd probably go on Facebook and see what Kevin's doing.
I'd go to New Jersey, but option D is going to be Dear Life from the Path.
Oh, okay.
So they say,
Dan's one of the best wingmen in the business.
Yeah, seriously. Ben's trying to fix technical problems. I'm looking for support for the setup, and Dan keeps listing off some kind of clown jokes he came up with 5 minutes ago.
Someone will change the subject.
I go to Jesus. What do you think? I'm a pastor.
Drown my sorrows in Oreos and liquid amino acids.
Dear Life from the Path. I work in a professional office where nearly all my coworkers are married and live rather uneventful lifestyles. I was divorced a few years ago and have not remarried. Oh boy. I have dated a lot of women, and it has become an issue with my coworkers. They insist on hearing about the dates I go on and ask for the details of what took place, and I usually oblige them. Lately, there have been more and more gossip about my so-called wild lifestyle, and I've become the talk of the office. Uh-oh. Some coworkers have called me names like... It's in the paper, skank. I feel like I can't say it. I mean, forget it. Because I refuse to settle down with one lady.
Wait, this is a man?
Yeah!
Man skank?
Yeah! I feel like that's insulting.
I didn't even know that was... Never mind.
Moving on. I should have read this before. I'm sorry. I'm looking for the right one. It may take many wrong ones to get there. I think my coworkers are jealous. I'm living my life to the fullest and having fun, and because they can't do what I do, they resort to gossip and name-calling. It really frustrates me. How can I make this stop without causing unnecessary tensions in my workplace? Now, I'm gonna add a side note. Hold on a minute, because I think obviously I don't know that we can answer this. It's obvious the man's got some deal. But let's say you are a Christian in this workplace, and you know this gentleman is engaging this behavior. What's your relationship look like with him? Or do you have anything to say to him?
If I walked away from like in a polite way from when he was telling stories, eventually he's probably going to ask you why. I think that's an opportunity.
A man that obliges every story about himself is obviously just about pompous enough to wonder why you don't want to listen to it. You know, where does Ben keep going during my stories?
Yeah, and then at least I can share the truth with him and say, look,
here's my trouble with this, and this is what I think. I think this is a woman who's actually a couple cubicles down from the guy, and she's saying he's him. Because what guy cares about rumors? Oh no, they think I'm sleeping around. I mean, especially if that's what they do.
No doubt. Like, if that's his personality, who's like, don't you think that about me? You know,
That would explain that skank thing.
Yeah, it's a woman who's upset because he's never asked her out. And she's like, there's this guy.
I feel like there's a philanderer in the office, and he's not interested in me. Why?
The only one.
Yeah.
Right?
That
How
dirty
attractive
person.
do I have to not be in the sights of a skunk? That's the man version.
Okay, hold on. Let's, I guess we'll get Dear Abby's advice here. Secular says, man, why is everybody saying it? You are not a skunk. You are a bachelor. This is awful. I hope you realize that you started this by regaling your coworkers with the intimate details of your adventures. None of it was appropriate workplace conversation. If you want this to stop, you'll have to draw an iron curtain between your work life and your social life.
Wait. If you want it to stop doing
Yeah,
it.
no doubt. Like, that's some awesome accountability, right? You know how I'm tired of people talking about me doing all these things. Well, you can start by quit doing that, and then maybe people wouldn't have as much fodder to talk about.
Actually, if you take a step back from where we even started, right? The first step is to not be telling the stories, and the second step would be not be causing the situations to have a story to tell. Right, so you could have chosen any one of those as opposed to, well, you're a real Casanova, and you share it with everybody.
Now, if they're in my office asking this advice, what would I say to them? The same thing I say to everybody? And you always make fun of me? What's the answer to his situation?
He needs Jesus.
Yes. Isn't it obvious? He needs some Jesus.
Now, so I've been in this situation at a workplace before where this kind of stuff happens, right? Because I was wondering how to deal with a guy like this, you know. I don't know that the straight confrontation thing generally goes well. And so actually I've taken the tack that Ben was talking about earlier. I just left during those stories, and he eventually came and found me and said, "Do my stories offend you?" And I'm like, "No, they don't offend me, but I just don't I don't support you in them, and I don't want to have to argue with you or make a deal out of it in front of everybody. So I just walk away. I think it's the right thing to do." I said, "If you want to talk about it, I'm more than willing to talk about it with you, but I'm not going to stand there and listen to those stories." And we had an honest conversation. He censors himself around me. That's it, as far as I know. But whatever. At least I don't have to walk away anymore. It saves me the walk.
Yeah.
Here's the deal: is eventually what's going to happen. And this is all about. This is the reason that we're all about your life. Preaching the gospel just by the way that you live, right? Because eventually, 10 years down the road, he's going to still be doing the same thing. He's still going to be him, and it's still going to be him going from lady to lady and wondering why he still feels empty. And he's going to look through the people that he knew one night and just remember that you did not feel that way. And that he remembers you and remembers you always talking fondly of your wife, fondly of your kids, and fondly of your responsibilities. And wondering, maybe I should call that dude. Because obviously he's got something figured out, and then all you can do is point to your Savior and go, "It's nothing I did. Seriously, I didn't do anything. I just trusted my life to this God, and He's taking care of it from here." And so, as much as I like to have the confrontational conversation, your life preaching the gospel is way more effective.
You don't think we should hand him like a tract or anything?
No, especially with an ashtray with 5 empty cigarette butts in it. People aren't really blown away like the Christians who wrote it think. Like, this ought to show them life's depravity. There's 5 smoked cigarettes.
Oh man, I was looking at I was when I was trying to figure out the stuff for the quiz for the end of the world. Like, some of this pamphlet literature for these people that were predicting the end of the world are just terrible. Like, it's interesting to think of this group of Christians in a room thinking about what epic photo needs to go on this thing. And a lot of them, I don't know why they've all gone with like the floating Jesus, where he's got like, he's coming in like this. It's the most unnatural pose.
Yeah.
And it's not, not like crucified Jesus, but it's like he's going, "What?
What I do?"
This is
What
not
happened?
comfy. It's coming down.
I always thought that was the weirdest, not the weirdest, but the most awkward part in the Bible when they said Jesus got done talking, and he ascended up to heaven, and then depending on how long that took, like after about 10 seconds, he'd be like, like you wave or something, like you're just still staring up at him, he's still staring at you, and it's like, I feel like we don't have to make eye
Hold on,
contact
it
anymore.
didn't say that he was facing them. Like, look, that would be even more awkward.
I don't know, it just seemed weird. Like it was enough time that they were mesmerized, and the angels are like, "All right, boys, wake it up! Come on now." He's coming back just like he left. Get moving.
Wouldn't that be just the wildest scene, though? I've always tried to imagine that. I don't know how to imagine it. I mean, I really don't.
Well, see, the only way I imagine it is cheesy because I've seen too many pamphlets.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, like he just slowly rises in an awkward Catholic-style pose, floats away, like like a velvet Jesus that just like raises up like a flag and eventually disappears. I don't know. You figure after a while it's taking too long. He's like, calling that fire chariot we used to have. Does that thing still run? Come pick me up. This is taking forever.
He can't still be using it. Bring it down.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fire up the fire chariot. That'd be awesome. It's kept in a garage. People are out there polishing it every day.
We're ready.
Mechanic's like, she's ready.
We gonna use it again? We only use it for parades. You know that. Change the oil.
Every once in a while, at like 2 a.m., Elijah comes walking by. He's like, "Fire that up, boys. We're taking it out."
Those were the days.
For a spin.
I used to spin that
We're
puppy around.
scooping the loop with that bad boy.
It's that daily meeting where God was talking with all his angels, and then Satan walked in and he goes, "What are you doing here?" I was just traveling around the earth and walking around in it. And then God's like, "Listen, while you're out, can you renew the plates for the fire chariot? It's getting overdue." And what did you want to talk to me about, Job? Do the plates thing first.
You're listening live from the Path. We are on here every Monday night from 10 to 11 p.m. You can catch us during the week at livefromthepath.org. Click the links on the right-hand side. Hey, sign up for the audio podcast.
Do it.
Don't waste the space on your personal listening device with the video cast. It's totally not worth it.
Nope.
And listen here, if you can't take the whole show, I totally understand. If you go to our, we got 2 YouTube channels, right? YouTube.com/thepathonline. You can catch a whole thing. Part and parcel, you want to watch the whole deal, your kids are out of town, your wife's not paying attention, you want to eat peanut butter out of the jar and watch the whole show, you can do it there.
No, that's too much show,
That's
Ben.
a mistake. You want just the select clips. I mean, top of the heap, stuff that rises to the top. When
Best of the best.
That's what you want to do.
What comes out with the floss. That's what we want.
Like Lindgren is going to be showing up on the select clips, and that's at youtube.com/live from the path, and that's what you want to check out. It's the way to go.
Right on.
All right, I tell you what. Let's hear another tune from Kevin. Remember, you can pick up Kevin's new EP. It's called Letters Never Sent. If you go to bandcamp.com, or if you go to Facebook and like Kevin Lindgren music, he's looking to the left, like Elvis style. Like you know the classic scene in Aloha from Hawaii where Elvis like takes the guitar and he goes "Hua!" like that.
Yeah.
So like Kevin looks like he's kind of mid doing that.
Do you really know
and
that,
looking to the
Dan?
left.
No, but I just
You
shook my
nodded
head.
your head in agreement like you've been there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm sure I've seen it.
I hope someone changed the subject. I'm with you.
Move on.
Can I throw another plug out there too?
Yeah, make it
All
happen.
right. November 2nd. That's a Friday. November 2nd. For all you local Des Moinesians. Is that how you say
We don't
it?
usually
Okay.
refer to ourselves in that way, Lindgren, but
Y'all. We call you the Northern Iowans, back where I come from. But anyway, I will be at the Beechwood Lounge.
I don't feel north.
go ahead. Where's the Beechwood?
The Beechwood Lounge is in the East Village, downtown
right.
Des Moines.
Yeah.
I will be there doing a little CD release show out there.
Now wait a minute. Are you just booking CD release parties every gig now?
I had 2 offers. I had 2 offers, so I
Okay, you split
ponied
them
up to both of them.
Okay,
yeah.
fair. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And there will be another band out there that y'all should check out. They're a really good band from around here by the name of Ira Grace and the Bible Belt Prophets.
I looked them up today.
Neither one of them is named Ira Grace, but they are both Bible Belt Prophets.
That's my middle name.
I feel like we
Bible
should.
Belt Prophet is your middle name? That's a
No, it's his middle name is the whole thing. Ben, Ira Grace, and the Bible Belt Prophets, Foost. Yeah.
Wow.
It's very awkward. The birth certificate it costs
But,
$80 to get reprinted.
Don't underestimate me.
But yeah, so November 2nd, it's a Friday. If you got nothing better to do,
What's it cost to get in? $5?
That's a free show.
It's a free show.
Free show.
What are you
Okay.
charging for the disc?
The disc is $5.
That's a heck of a deal, man.
Five-
Yeah, here's the deal. When Lindgren says if you don't have anything better to do, the truth is you do. You don't have anything better to do. You're going to sit at home and you're going to listen to this show. That's a mistake.
Yeah.
Go check
And-
out Lindgren Live and Ira Grace and the Bible Belt Prophets, where Ben got his name from. And, you do this thing. $5 for the disc, free to just come in and hang out.
And if you want to learn about some little Southern Iowa culture, rumor has it there will be a handful of Southern Iowans coming up for the show, so you can see how us.
And Lindgren gets like a
Us
bar
live.
tab at this thing, so I mean it's free drinks on him for at least an hour.
Yeah, definitely.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
And I don't drink some more for y'all.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, Lindgren, what's your middle name?
What is my middle name?
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean?
Lindgren, don't make us find it. Just pony it up.
My middle name is Richard, but I don't know why we're asking about that.
That's not your business. Go ahead.
Let's hear this too. Okay, so
right.
this is from the EP Letters Never Sent.
Yeah.
No One But Me. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
sure.
tell us to me a little bit about it.
Well, real quick, one thing about this song, and there's 6 songs on the CD, but 4 of them are like this, and it's the thing I love the most about recording. 4 of the songs on the CD, on each song, there's actually 4 of me on the song.
You've looped yourself 4 times.
Exactly. There's 2 guitar parts and there's 2 vocal parts. So
what you love about your own CD is the fact that you're on it a lot.
well, it's creatively fun.
There's so much you.
There's so much.
It couldn't possibly be wrong.
I have a feeling your mirror is the best place to be at your house. You know what's great about this house? Me!
There's a sexy guy in the bathroom. Keep looking at me, combing his hair.
It's just creatively.
I chuck him out, but he's too darn sexy.
It's just creatively fun. You know what I mean? That you can just kind of add and add and add and add and layer and layer and layer.
Yeah, you
So,
can
like,
do
when you're-
stuff that you can't do in your
Exactly.
acoustic show.
Like when you're listening to it tonight, it's just me playing the guitar and singing. But on the CD, it's got that little lead guitar part. You know, it's got harmonies and whatnot. You know, so it's cool.
He's right. Cut out now. Buy the CD. Bail from the show. There's not enough Lindgren going on in here.
But you come to the live show, you get some storytelling that Facebook you never get. I mean, the live storytelling, that's better than any.
That's double stamp. Bail on the show. Go to the live show where he tells decent stories, and there's 4 of them.
That's right. But yeah, no one but me. Basically, No One But Me is it's a pep talk song, man. It's basically kind of with the other song, but it's kind of like the sequel to Put My Faith in You.
You better fire it up, Lindgren.
It's the sequel.
You better fire it up.
I'm firing it up.
Okay.
Because basically it's the pep talk saying, I know.
Lindgren, you're running out of time. You better
know.
fire it up.
All right, I'm going. It's basically the pep talk. Get myself up off the couch song. So here we go.
All right,
I'm gonna fire it up.
This is Kevin Lindgren on Live from the Pad.
How come everything turns out where I feel like I'm upside down? I don't wanna be here. And everywhere I go, there's somewhere that I don't know. And everything I do makes me more confused. Well, I don't wanna see you make the same mistakes, 'cause I can only go as far as I reach, and I can only grow as far as I seek, and I can only look as deep as I see, and no one can stop me from living, no one but me. When everything is dark inside and you don't feel like shining, faith is the light that keeps you alive. So before the light burns out, there is no denying we all need that spark in our life. So I will take that step with no regrets, 'cause I can only go as far as I reach, and I can only grow as far as I seek, and I can only look as deep as I see, and no one can stop me from living, no one but me. Some people say everything happens for a reason. We just gotta figure that reason out. Some people say don't just follow your dreams, take the time to live them out. So I will take the lead, 'cause it's time to believe that I can only go as far as I reach, and I can only grow as far as I seek, and I can only look as deep as I see, and no one can stop me from living, 'cause I can only go as far as I reach, and I can only grow far as I seek, and I can only look as deep as I see, and no one can stop me from living. No, no one can stop me from living. No one but me. Thank you.
It's got some pep.
It does have pip.
I feel like that was a pep talk.
There you go. It was.
And it got you right off your couch.
Don't stare at me, Ben.
Why? When you talk, it makes me want to itch my leg.
I've had that reaction to it myself.
Yeah.
It might have.
Hey man, so that was Kevin Lindgren. Hey, check this out. Make sure you go check that out live.
Yeah, definitely.
Check out the CD release party. It's going to be at the Beechwood Lounge. It's in the East Village, November 2nd. It's free to get in. $5 for the day. In fact, hey, listen here. It's not free to get in. Okay, they're not going to charge you money to walk in the door, but it's going to cost you $5 because you're going to pick up a disc.
Yeah.
Okay, and then bring another 20 to get something to drink or whatever.
Yeah, there's cabs down there. There's crazy people if you need someone to talk to on the breaks. The East Village is where it's happening. It's where it's at. Dan Hudson's got a street show planned.
And
yeah, absolutely.
this is rare for downtown Des Moines. They have their own free off-street parking.
Ooh, that is handy.
It is handy.
Yeah,
That's pretty close to the zombie burger.
I do love that
is.
zombie burger.
I've never been to Zombie Burger.
Mike,
We should broadcast
you're ridiculous.
live from zombie burger.
You want to go to the zombie burger and
Hey,
broadcast from there?
do you want to see if they'll sponsor the show?
They're open till like 2 a.m.
Are they really?
Let's go right now.
Call tomorrow.
I don't have any money.
Troy, take care of it.
Troy?
All right.
All right, Mike. Here's what we're gonna do. I don't want to miss it. You got 10. Here's the deal. 10,000 people are standing in front of Mike's balcony, and they say, "I'm not gonna move forward in my week until I get some words from Mike on how to proceed." What do you say?
Okay, listen, fellas. Here's what I want you to do this week. I want you to stop acting like you don't know what the truth is. This applies across the board. If you're there right now, it's going to apply real heavy to your spiritual life, but it's going to apply very heavy to all other aspects. I thought about this week because I tackled two major things. I tackled my budget, my cash, and I've known what the situation's been for a while, and I've completely ignored it and not looked at it and had no idea. I didn't look into it. I didn't want to know, right? So I finally did it, and the truth was ugly. The truth is always ugly, right? And I thought, how long have I been ignoring this? I'm a grown man. I've been ignoring this forever. I did not want to know, so I did not do it. And then I found out it's actually I was thinking about it a little bit this week, something off Ben was talking about when it has to do with where my time goes. And I thought, it doesn't matter if I feel like I've spent a lot of time here or I feel like I've done this. What's the truth, right? So I looked at what I did that week. And the truth was I was shortchanging people. There's certain people that I was shortchanging, and it was not going well. And I thought,
Me?
yeah, I thought I devoted too much time to you actually that week. I was going to take some away.
On the ledger of life, Dad moves to the left.
And what I thought was where are my responsibilities lying that I'm dropping them because I don't care to look at it? The truth is, how much life insurance do I really have? I don't know. Is my family really going to be well taken care of? How do they even get the money after I die? I do all the major crazy purchases at my house. It's not like my wife's incapable, but she just doesn't do it. When we buy a car, when something big changes and we got to call a company, get a mortgage, that's just what I do, right? So now that I've died and she's trying to get the money to survive, how does she even do it? I feel like I should know that. The truth is, that's my job to take care of that. How long have I been ignoring that? And so I feel like I systematically went down the list of things that I've been ignoring on purpose because it's just best not to know. And what a cheap life. I mean, what a cheap way to get yourself through life. And you want to boil that down, especially where it hit me the hardest was my spiritual life. I know what the truth is about Jesus Christ. I know what God asked me to do, and I know where my views are to stand. And I know all those times when I backed away from them because I didn't want to lose a friend or I didn't want to make somebody feel awkward or it'd been easier for me if maybe that Jesus thing just didn't come up this time. So, oh, great, it's that Jesus thing again. That's all he talks about. Awkward. You know what I'm saying? How many times did I trade that? Because I didn't want to offend somebody. But the truth of the matter is, we always go back to that pen from Penn and Teller that says, how much do you have to hate somebody to not tell them about Jesus Christ? And the truth is, I know what the truth is if they don't believe him, right? I know what the truth is. If you're not following a follower of Jesus Christ, you got trouble. And so, like, if I'm not devoting my time to that, then what am I devoting my time to do? So, spiritually, you know what the truth is. Stop acting like you don't. And then responsibility-wise, you know what the truth is. Stop acting like you don't. Stop acting like you don't know what's your job. And if there's stuff that you've been looking to not look into because you're afraid of the result, not only are you a coward, but you're ignoring the truth. The truth didn't change. You're just not looking at it. That was it.
I think that's solid advice, man.
I can actually relate to that.
Because you're a liar?
No.
Oh, okay. Hit me.
No. Because you were talking about, that's your responsibility to, if you know, to be putting it out there kind of thing,
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're not doing that, then you are the liar.
Yeah. Now, here's the deal. There's some tact to it. There's some love to be had there. There's grace for other people to be had. All things lost on me for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But actually, I went through this with my daughter tonight. We were getting the two girls were getting in bed, and my bigger one came rolling in, and she said, "I want to sit next to you, Dad." And I said, "Yeah, that's fine." And then my littlest one said, "No." And then my biggest one goes, Well, Ella said that I couldn't ever sit next to you again. And here's what I did. My face changed, and I said, "That's a lie. You've told a lie. And you're not going to lie like that. We just got done talking about this, And I was stern, and I looked right at her, and I pointed, and then she started to cry. And she started to cry heavy. And I said, What happened? She goes, "I'm in trouble." And I'm like, "Oh, no." I said, "Yeah, And here's the thing. Like, my heart broke. And here's the reason it broke. It's not because I wasn't right, because it was a lie, and we don't tolerate lying. That's the truth, right? But, like, the way in which I administered teaching and grace was not in the character of my father. It was in the character of me. And it was poorly done. Like, I'm not saying you got to be Johnny Soft on your kids, pat their head, and tell them everything they do is great, because that's not the truth. But, like, I have never once sinned, came back to Jesus, asked for forgiveness, and felt like I was still in trouble. I don't feel like that. So that means my father is doing a much better job with me than I'm doing with my kids. Now, I'm not across the board a jerk, but, like, there's things that I can learn about the way that I teach my kids things. And if I'm taking my example from Jesus Christ, it is not to be unnecessarily harsh. My goal is not to make her cry. My goal is, to teach her that we don't lie. That's not what we do. It separates us from who we want to be and from who Jesus wants us to be. And, like, I've never been so convicted in 2 minutes of watching my 5-year-old daughter cry. And I'm like, I didn't mean it like this, but it doesn't matter if I meant it or not. It came out that way. That's how she took it. And my grace just wasn't good. It wasn't good enough. It was there, but it wasn't good enough. It wasn't what it should have been.
Yeah. You know what? She'll remember that, though, and it'll be a positive thing. I mean, it was a good lesson.
It is.
I'm an old man now. Well, I'm getting closer. I remember when I was a small kid, and my mom told me not to use a glass. We were supposed to use the plastic ones, And I'd made a tent inside the house, and I snuck a glass into my tent because I had my chips and a glass of pop or whatever, I don't know. And I was having my good old time, and I knocked it over and broke it. And so then I'm like, "Oh, I can't tell Mom I did this." So I wrapped it up in newspaper and threw it away and snuck it, and that was really great. I went back in my little fort. I missed a piece, sliced my knee open.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, okay, now what do I do?
Now I'm busted.
I go out the back door, walk around, come in the front door, crying. I fell down.
It's a ruse.
Yeah. My mom looked at me and didn't say a word. She slapped me across the face so hard. She goes, "Don't you ever lie to me again." And I never did. I'm like, I'm bleeding.
I feel like mine wasn't too harsh now, but still.
I learned a pretty good lesson.
Don't you ever lie to me again. Maybe boys are different, though.
Boys are a little different. I think with you, just the look would have done it.
And you've been listening to Live from the Past. We are on here every Monday night from 10 to 11. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you guys on the chat for coming and hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Kevin Lindgren, for stopping by the studio again. Always good to have you in.
Thank you for having
Make sure
me.
you support
Pleasure.
Kevin. Go hook him up on the Facebook. Go to Kevin Lindgren Music on Facebook, or you can check out our YouTube channel. We've got plenty of clips of Kevin
There's
on the
a ton
show.
of Lindgren on there.
Yeah, he's dominating the YouTube, the Life from the Path YouTube channel. Go to that show at the Beechwood, and go to bandcamp.kevinlindgren.com. You can pick up that EP, Letters Never Sent. Should be awesome. We will catch you next week here on Live from the Path.
I don't know what's going on next week.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that.
I'm pretty sure.
Hey, are we doing Petra tomorrow?
We're on the docket to do Petra tomorrow. But we need to talk about that.
Oh, so we shouldn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
We
Let's
may or
put
may
that as
not.
a
We'll just wait for someone to change the subject.
Hey, you guys heard about the city of New Jersey, right?
Anyway, thank you so much for
I'm
listening.
glad I didn't side you with that quiz.
We will
That's the
catch
way
you
you're
next
gonna be.
week. Thank you for listening to Live from the Path.
Some things fundamentally broken when the world falls apart and no one seems to mind it all. Whatever it is fundamentally broken and no one seems to notice that it comes from the inside out. Look around, what do you see?